Welcome to part 2 of the Geek Jabber 486 project. Now, we've got a common problem here that you'll get in a lot of these older 486 machines. The error message you get on the screen, system options not set, that happens every time I connect power to the machine, which basically means the BIOS battery is well past its use by date. So we're going to have to do something about that. Now, it wasn't particularly clear on the last video, but the BIOS battery on this machine is not hooked up directly to the motherboard, which I absolutely love because it means that there is no issue with the battery spewing its guts all over the motherboard, which means that I'm not likely to lose the motherboard due to a dodgy battery. Brilliant. But what we're going to do here is do a somewhat dodgy replacement, partly because I am utterly useless with a soldering iron, so this is perhaps not the best way of replacing it, but we're going to go ahead with it anyway and just deal with whoever screams at me through the monitor. So what I'll do here is give the magic instruction to switch the machine off and take a cut, and we'll start doing a really dodgy BIOS upgrade. So, welcome back after that magical cut that was brought to you by the magic of editing. So when I said this was going to be dodgy, this is where things start getting really dodgy. So, yeah, we're going to be replacing this old BIOS battery. So this is the one that kind of crapped itself. And yeah, it's a rather old battery, so probably the one that came with the original machine. We're going to go some nice double A's and put it into this lovely little battery holder. So it's going to be dodgy as all hell, but it saves fart-assing around with soldering irons. So what we need to do first, and I'm sure there'll be people screaming at me through the monitor. Okay, so we need to reuse this connector because this basically goes onto the motherboard. And we're going to have a fun time trying to graft that onto the connector there. Thankfully, I've had the foresight to get this little doodad, which will help me strip wires. I'm deliberately cutting it long just because I'm likely to get this wrong, so give me a bit of cable to work with is going to be slightly helpful here. And I'm trying to do this through a camera, which also isn't particularly helpful, but okay, that wasn't as difficult as I thought, so achievement unlocked. This one looks to be a bit clunkier. There we go. We've got some bare wires now, but I could possibly use a little bit more just so I can properly twist them together, because I think this one was designed for soldering. Yeah, I kind of mucked that one up, so let's have another go. There we go. So we'll get that thing out of the way. Now this is particularly dodgy, but I'm hoping this works because it saves me soldering. So that is a good start into probably the dodgiest thing I'm going to do to this machine. So why do they make battery packs so difficult to pull apart? Now the thing to watch for here, so the previous battery was 3.6 volts. I checked the actual spec for this BIOS battery a while back, and it can take up to a little over 6 volts. So going to these three batteries should give us 4.5-ish. So I'll take another cut here, pick it up, and we'll just reconnect it and then try again. Okay, so now I've got the battery reconnected. I've set up the BIOS again the way I like to do it, and left the machine off for a couple of minutes. So now is the moment of truth. If this boots up normally, we are on a winner, even if this is a really dodgy way of doing it. So if I hit the magic button, so far this is looking good. So yeah, it's a really dodgy piece of work, and I could have probably done it a whole heap better, but it seems to have done the trick so far. So yeah, the contrast is a little bit out on this because, yeah, whatever, but it works. So I think we can call that a success. So we'll wrap this video up here. If you want to support the channel, links to the website and Discord are down in the description. You know what to do with that subscribe button if you want to see more of this stuff. Next video, we'll be doing hard drive upgrades because I've got a bigger hard drive to put into this thing. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.